Hello everyone, in Shavua Tov, we spent the entire last week about what happens if a fast day comes out on Friday, but Bezrat Hashem will be the last time we ever deal with it, and Asara B'Tevet should turn into a Yontiv. But what happened after Friday, Bezrat Hashem will stay with us for many years to come and for eternity, and that is Friday night, accepting Shabbos. And I'd like to dedicate this week to a mini-series on the controversy surrounding Shalom Aleichem. Even though it seems harmless, even this is not without controversy. So let's begin today at the beginning. Is it proper to delay Kiddush on a Friday night, even if it's just to sing Shalom Aleichem, Eshet Chayil, the blessings to your children, etc.? It seems like the Shulchan Aruch is very adamant. He says, and I quote his words, K'shiyavo lebeito, says the code of Jewish law when you come home Friday night, Yemaher le'echol miyad. Not only should you eat right away, you should hurry up to eat right away. And obviously you have to make Kiddush prior. So that means make Kiddush at the first possible opportunity. Explains the Mishnah Berurah based on the Pri Megadim in the Magen Avraham, that because you're about to say Kiddush, and I quote his words, Techol ma demikad minan le tfei adif. The earlier you say Kiddush, the better. And since you can't make Kiddush without eating, it goes as a package deal. En Kiddush ela b'makom se'udah. You can only make Kiddush where you eat. So therefore, make Kiddush right away because that's very important, and eat right away. So accordingly, how do we delay Kiddush? So indeed, there was a person who was very controversial, but very important in Jewish law, and his name was Rav Yaakov Emden. And his siddur, namely the famous siddur called the Beit Yaakov, says Rav Yaakov Emden that in his home, with his saintly father, the Chacham Tzvi, I quote, Lo amar shum tchina beva'ol leveito achar tfilat arvit. He didn't say anything printed in the bencher before saying Kiddush. So how do we put off Kiddush and say Shalom Aleichem, Eshet Chayil? Some people say other things. It seems very improper. The answer probably is as follows. Says the Mishnah Berurah, if you're not hungry for some reason, then you could put off Kiddush for a very simple reason. We have to try to mekadesh et hayom, verbally say the day is sanctified as early as possible. But we do that in Ma'ariv. Most shuls daven Ma'ariv right at the beginning of Shabbos. There's not, if Shabbos begins at 5, Ma'ariv is at 8. And therefore, if you're davening Ma'ariv quote-unquote on time, you already said that Takidashta Yom HaShvi'i, you sanctified the 7th day. You already said Vayichulu Hashamayim ve'haaretz. You verbally did what on a biblical level you were supposed to do, and that is to sanctify the day verbally. What's left? To fulfill the mitzvah d'Rabbanan of doing so on a cup of wine where you eat. That you can put off because the day was already sanctified. So from this perspective, the first issue of Shalom Aleichem, is it even proper to put off Kiddush? The answer probably is, as long as you daven Ma'ariv prior, there's no problem to put off Kiddush. Since you've already sanctified the day in Ma'ariv, you can wait for your guests. You can sing Shalom Aleichem. You can extend pleasantries and do what you would like to do as long as you davened Ma'ariv on time and sanctified the day verbally in Ma'ariv. So to sum up, Rav Yaakov Emden thought it wasn't at all proper to put off Kiddush, not for Shalom Aleichem, not for Eshet Chayil, not for anything. But the Mishnah Berurah says that's only if you didn't daven Ma'ariv. If you did daven Ma'ariv, you've sanctified the day, you did it as early as possible, and now you have the time to put off whatever you would like to put off for good reasons. God willing, tomorrow we'll get to one of the things we put off, and that is the singing of Shalom Aleichem.